Good evening, it is TVB, and I just saw The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, the sequel to The Hitman's Bodyguard, an action comedy starring Samuel L. Jackson, Ryan Reynolds, Salma Hayek, and this sequel is set like a few years after the events of the first film, where Ryan Reynolds' character Bryce is totally done with being a bodyguard, and he's like trying to move on from that lifestyle. Then he goes on vacation, and of course Salma Hayek, who plays Samuel L. Jackson, Darius Kincaid's wife in this movie, finds him and it's like, oh, husband's been kidnapped, we gotta go rescue him. So they do, and they get wrapped up in a huge plot that involves Europe blowing up. I got a special place, a weird special place in my heart for this film's predecessor, The Hitman's Bodyguard, because way back in August of 2017, and nearly 4 years ago, that was the very first movie that I reviewed as a student here in Colorado. Like, I graduated from high school, as of Tuesday, actually. It marks 4 years since I graduated from high school in my hometown in New Jersey. So I left for CSU that summer. This was the very first movie that I reviewed out here, like August of 2017. And that movie was like, it was just funny and stupid. It was an action comedy. Yeah, the critics didn't really like it, but I did for what it was. And I went into the sequel like kind of expecting the same thing. I just wanted to be amused by any means necessary. I know these movies aren't meant to be taken seriously. They're just like action comedies. Samuel L. Jackson yelling "motherfucker," it's like, and all that. And Ryan Reynolds being like, Diet Coke Deadpool, and Salma Hayek being, the badass wife. It's like, that's what I want to see, and that's what I got. Like, this movie, like, what you see is what you get. It is very stupid, and I mean that in one of the best ways possible, because the action scenes are the editing is very choppy. Like, I'll say it right here. Like, the action scenes, like, stuff is going down, but it keeps cutting over and over and over and over again in various scenes, and the pacing is just very fast. This movie's like an hour and 47 minutes, and the plot kind of just zooms like on by. And this movie knows, like, I think it knows its audience. It just wants like people with short attention spans to just enjoy themselves and laugh. And this movie did succeed in doing that. There's just some like characters, like the trio, the heart of this movie is our three leads. The bodyguard and the married couple that want this honeymoon but can't get it because Darius Kincaid picked up this like job that they're on. There are other characters that appear throughout the movie that really don't get the screen time and the development that they deserve. Like, Antonio Banderas plays the villain in this film, and he appears once in the beginning of the movie, then doesn't appear at all throughout like the second act. And like, oh, boop, oh, remember that guy? Yeah, here he is again, like for the third and final act. And he's like gonna destroy the world. I was like, he's so not menacing. And there's this other character played by Anthony Grillo, who the movie doesn't know what they want to do with this character and his Scottish like translator that follows him around throughout the movie. Like, these two, they're just wasted. It's like they're somewhat secondary villains, somewhat like assistants to like Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson in this film. It's like they were just kind of pointless. Oh yeah, and Morgan Freeman in this movie. This movie wasted Morgan Freeman. How on God's creation can you waste Morgan Freeman? Like, he appears in the second half of the movie, and the things they do with this character is like, oh, there's a big plot twist, but like, it's kind of just, it's just stupid. This movie's, like I said, the three main characters, the married couple and the bodyguard, that's like the heart of the movie. Everyone else, like I said, is kind of just thrown in the gutter. Action comedies are kind of hard to pull off because, like, oh, it's supposed to be action, there's like explosions and violence and stuff going on. It's supposed to like, intense and gripping, like, oh, there's stuff at stake. But at the same time, it's supposed to like make you laugh and not maybe taking itself too seriously. This film actually kind of strikes a reasonable balance between the two. I was laughing throughout this film. My favorite scene in the entire movie, I can't really share it because spoilers, but like, we get a certain character's tragic backstory, and it's meant to be really it's meant to be really sad, but it's so stupid. Stupidly hilarious. I was laughing, and I think the other guys. I can't even talk about it. It's just the funniest scene in the entire movie. I think I've said enough about The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. Like, please don't go to this movie expecting much. It is stupid. It is, like, poorly plotted, and the writing is kind of, like, messy and all over the place. But that's what I wanted to see. I want to see action, and I want to see funny moments, and I got that. Therefore, I'm giving The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard 6 out of 10 stars. It's a passable film. So like I said, this Tuesday marks 4 years since I graduated from high school, and like the film's predecessor, The Hitman's Bodyguard, was the very first movie that I saw here in Colorado. It's like, I'll never forget the day I saw that film, because I was still very new to like the Fort Collins, a little story time. I was still very new to the Fort Collins area, and I bought my tickets online. For whatever reason, I thought I had to buy online tickets in this area for some dumb reason. And I bought the tickets at the wrong Cinemark. Like, I used to go to the Cinemark all the time at the Foothills Mall, and there's another Cinemark here in Fort Collins. It's like further south. Like, if you're a CSU student, you probably know the theater I'm talking about. I still bought my tickets there. So I took the bus as close-ish as it could take me, and then I just walked, just straight, like, east. My room faces east now, right? Like, I went to the dorms, took the bus, got off south, and I just walked, like, for, like, an hour or two straight in that direction until I finally got to the movie. That street is now my Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Like that Green Day song, like, the Ram Welcome weekend, when I was just enjoying all the Ram Welcome festivities for all the new freshmen, that was my holiday. Like, you know, when Billy Joe Armstrong, Trey Cool, and Mike Dirnt are, like, living it up and partying in the city, then, like, the next day, the car breaks down, and it's their hangover, essentially. That was my day, and that's when I kind of, like, I learned a lot about myself during that walk, and it's like, 4 years ago, like, I never thought that I would experience a pandemic, or grow out a beard, or heck, even the things I did my freshman year, like that fall. Never thought I'd get baptized again with a church that wasn't a Catholic church, or dye my hair pink, or travel as much as I did my sophomore year, like go to Mexico or Germany, or take a semester off. Like, 4 years just goes by way too fast. Alright, enough story time. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you enjoyed, please give it a like rating, and my Instagram is in the description down below. And yeah, love you all a ton. Stay beastly.